face in the crowd. Now she's gone, no way of ever knowing. Don't cry for me, don't cry. Here's what she'd say: don't cry for me, don't cry. No more shopping in the hall, only empty spaces.
Are we back now with the sound? I think we are back now with the sound. So, anyway, hello to you guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm just going to say exactly what I've just said, but all over again. So I was giving you guys a shout out in the live chat room. So hello to you guys. And I said that the video that was requested over on Patreon was Don't Cry, and that long-time viewers will know that that features my sister in that video. So yeah, we are back now. I think the levels are now coming through okay. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I can see, at least on the software, I'm getting some readings. So let me just have a quick look in the live chat room and give some more shout outs. So in there we have Liz, Nancy, Teresa, Desert Deluge, who still says no sound. And yeah, I'm now seeing people saying that there is no sound, but now there is sound. So maybe after the live stream I can cut out that first part. And what I should do is, for the people that watch this later on, I could cut out the beginning. But I don't do this kind of thing. I don't do this editing on live streams, where I could cut out the beginning and then start the live stream again, and nobody will be any the wiser if I said, hello, welcome to another live stream Saturday. But I wouldn't be able to do it naturally, because I'd know that I haven't started properly, that I'm pretending to start properly. So yeah, this is the problem that I have. It's not really a problem, but this is the situation that I have when I do interviews and I'm talking with the other person, because I've done interviews where I've been on the other side, so I'm being interviewed by somebody and they set it all up and then they say, okay, right, so we're about to go live, meaning that we're going to record the interview. And then I say, oh, okay, so I have to get myself into the mindset of, right, now, we do that thing to start the kind of official take. And it's getting it into the mode that right now we're recording, and before we were just talking, but now we're recording. So when I do my interviews for the channel, I don't do any of that. I don't say, right, now we're going to be recording. I just talk to people. But obviously the problem with that is that I don't have like the official intro and introducing them and saying hi and all that. I mean, sometimes I just take the hi from when I see them immediately on screen. So yeah, anyway, that's why I don't edit the live streams, because I don't think I'd be able to do it naturally. So anyway, yeah, hello to all of you guys there, and I'm going to leave, I don't know, I suppose leaving silence at the beginning of the live stream is a bit pointless, so I might cut that out, because people might be watching the live stream on catch up and think there's a problem with it, and then think that maybe the live stream didn't happen. I don't know. I'll do something afterwards if it's just cutting out the silence. I wonder if YouTube will do that automatically. I'll find out afterwards. So right now, what else did I say? I was talking about what was I talking about? I talked about doing the shout outs and saying hello to everyone, and there's probably something else that I started talking about, but I can't remember what that was. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me tonight. And yeah, let me get some stuff up on screen, because here are my patrons that make this all possible in the first place. So a massive shout out to these lovely people at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are. So yeah, without these people, I wouldn't be live streaming, and I wouldn't be... I just remembered what I was talking about. Yeah, I wouldn't be live streaming. I wouldn't be making the videos that I do on the channel. So here we go for the second time tonight. And this is, I guess, if I do cut out the beginning, people won't realise. They'll say, well, why is this for the second time tonight? Because this is the first time you're saying it. I've already said all this, but we had no sound. So what happened earlier was I'd finished my video early for tomorrow night. So I released a video on Sunday at 8 p.m. As regular viewers will know, that I released the videos on a Sunday and a Wednesday and a Friday. So I finished that, great. And I said, right, now release that at Sunday at 8 o'clock. So I said that to YouTube, not like that. I did the setup thing. So yeah, finished that, went away, did some emails, had something to eat, and then I just happened to look at my YouTube Studio app, and it had the thumbnail of the video that I just finished, so I thought, oh, that's fine. But then I saw underneath it that there were about 750 views and some comments, and I thought, hang on, what's all that about? And then the penny dropped that it had released the video at 8 o'clock tonight. Not tomorrow night. So that was a bit of a disaster. So there is a new video. There's tomorrow night's video tonight. If you want to watch it, so you'll have to find it on my channel. And if you can find it, that would probably help, because I know that people probably weren't expecting a video. Therefore, if they tune in tomorrow night, then they won't realise that the video's already out there. So maybe you can go and watch that after the live stream. And that's something that I'll have to check on Patreon, because I did it both at the same time, setting up the release date for Patreon and YouTube. So if the video been released on Patreon, I might be able to check that now, or maybe I won't, because I've got all of the requests and things with the post that I did earlier on a page, so it'll take me too long to check. But I will check that afterwards, because I don't know why it would release it tonight if the video hasn't released yet on Patreon, but is going to release tomorrow night on Patreon. So we will see. So if you're wondering where tomorrow night's video is, it's already here. You can check it out and maybe give a bit of a boost to the views. I don't know how it works after, because now it's 3 hours and 16 minutes after I released the video, or after it was released. So I know that the first half an hour is really important for then how much YouTube pushes the video out there, and I think it probably wasn't pushed out very much, just because it's such a weird time and day to be releasing my Sunday video on a Saturday. So but you can have a look at that, check it out. So right, I can see that a few people did see that or at least the video was released. So thank you guys for watching that one. And I think probably tomorrow I'll just the problem is with the algorithm, when you change up your schedule, even though it'll count now as an extra video on a Saturday, which is potentially positive, then on Sunday there'll be nothing, or maybe I'll do a couple of shorts videos. So you have to always try and fit any space that happens with something else, otherwise the algorithm will prosecute you and not tell people that you're releasing videos. So it is a bit of a shame. Now I got an email from somebody that gave me some stats, and I don't know what they were, but it was something to do with, for the first time in maybe, I don't know, it's a really long time, maybe 2 years or something, they said, I just got a notification that you've released a new video. And they hadn't received any before that, and they've been subscribed. So I don't know what happens with YouTube and telling people about your new videos. I think the subscriber thing is a bit of a myth, that people think that they're going to get told about videos when they subscribe, but actually they don't. You still have to actively check them out, or find them, or know when they're going to be released. So this is why, apart from tomorrow, I always release the videos at 8 o'clock on a Sunday and a Wednesday and a Friday, and that's British summertime now. But if you just type in time in London, England, then you will find when I am releasing the videos. It's always 8 p.m, so look out for them then. Right, now we are hopefully a little bit more organized now that we've got some sound going. Let me get the likes goal up on screen for tonight. It is set at 320. So it's a relatively large target, and we are going to be having Phil Jam number 326. That means we're looking for less likes than we've had Phil Jams. So get your head around that. That's a lot of jamming, but if we hit that target of 320, then we'll bust out the guitar, have a jam, see what happens. If you can hit that thumbs up as you come through the door. If you're still coming through the door, it might be a very long doorway, but if you're still coming through the door, if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. So now let's see. This is something else that I haven't checked. The likeometer is there, which is good, and we are at 212 likes so far, meaning we're looking for 108 and now 107 more people to get involved before the end of the live stream. So yeah, hopefully some more people will pile in, and then yeah, we'll have a jam at the end of the live stream. So now the last thing is the donations tab, because as I always say, you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. I wonder if these things are still... I do the thumbs up and I say, I wonder if these things are still going. They're not going. Sometimes when I do the thumbs up, it has the setting where there are fireworks or something. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a Mac thing that they have these special graphics that they put in the background when you have it set. But I'm not entirely sure how to set it. Is it to do with this at the top? Is it... no... Is it that? No. Okay, is it this? This is the problem. I start clicking on things just seeing, is it that? No. Is it that? No. Is it that? No. Oh, what's this? Presenter overlay. Okay, I'm not going to click on any of these just in case it totally ruins. What is that? Totally ruins the light. Oh, here we go. This is what's weird, is I've just clicked the same thing twice, and the first time it went through to a different menu, and now it's through to this menu. Let me see. If this now does the... Yeah, there we go. So now these are on. I tell you what, let's have not the official poll for tonight's cover video, and by the way, that's between Just Got Lucky and You Know My Name. Whichever one of those you want to hear my version of, yeah, you can click on that. Well, it's actually at the bottom of the live chat room, but there we go. Do we keep on these fireworks things or do we not? I don't know. I suppose we can keep it on, because there's one where you do the thumbs up and you just get one thumbs up, which is that, and it, happens in a bubble for some reason. So we might leave that on and see if we can discover any other ones, because we got some random ones the last time I left it on. So anyway, we will continue with what I was saying about the donations. You don't have to donate, just watching is great, but I think it's important that you know, if you do donate in the super chat window, then between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube, and through the PayPal link in the description below, between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal. So yeah, but yeah, just watching is fantastic. So now with tonight's video that has been released, I guess this is rare because I can talk about the video that's been released tomorrow. So yeah, it's already out. Yeah, unfortunately it's another AI thing, and I think with requests on the channel, they tend to go in kind of waves of particular topics, and it just so happens that I was looking at that shunned at a funeral, which I looked at last night. So yeah, that video, that was just an update video on what's happened on the website, how there's now a video that's been changed, a couple of other videos there, we've got the legal disclaimer there, and all of it is pretty much the same because there's no mention of AI anywhere. And somebody even pasted in the comments section of my channel a reply from Shunned at a Funeral where they were asking about the AI and why don't they disclose it and that kind of stuff. And they pasted in the answer, and the answer, maybe unsurprisingly, just seemed like an AI answer where they never, I say they, it never refers to what is happening as AI. Because if that were the case, if they were to just admit it, it would totally ruin the whole scam. They need people to believe that these are people, that it's a band, that there's music that you can buy that is genuine. And yeah, what's interesting is, on their answer, they say that, oh, it is a real project because we have, either a lyricist or lyricists, we have songwriters, we have arrangers, we have instrumentalists, and they go through all of these things that they have. And then I looked up, and I didn't get an exact number for it, but it was something like 5 or 6, no, hang on, or 4 or 5, January, February, March, April. It was 4 or 5 albums they've released so far this year. And we're only in May. So I was thinking, think of any other band that you know who are, and by the way, each album has over 20 tracks. Think of any band you know that when they're building up to an album release, they do that every month of the new year, and they go, oh well, it's only been 3.5 weeks since since we finished that 24 track album, which by the way, for a normal band you would normally get 12 tracks, maybe 15, and that would take the best part of a year probably to get down with everything else. I mean, and that's when you're doing it full time. And I can assure you that Shunda to Funeral, first of all, aren't real, but they're not doing it full time. The person who's sitting there writing in the prompts, that's all they're doing. They will be doing some other job. So they won't have the time, even themselves, to play the instruments, to produce it, to write the lyrics. I mean, they might be able to write some lyrics, but then say to AI, make these into better lyrics, please, or something like that. So yeah, it's absolutely an AI project. And trying to say that, oh no, it is genuinely people doing it, it's physically impossible to be doing 24 tracks. Oh, hang on. That means every day, pretty much, they're doing a new track for an album, and then they must have, but no, they'd be releasing it at the beginning of the month. So as soon as they've released a new album, they have to go, oh, hang on, guys, we've got to do 24 new tracks. And most of the albums are 24 tracks. That's why I say it. So now they've released the album on the 1st of the month, and now they've only got 24 days to get not only all of the tracks written and recorded and produced, but then released, because then a week after that they're starting the next album, and then they only have a month to get down the next 24 tracks, to write them, to record them, to produce them. Is crazy. So yeah, and this is why I think they'd been together for maybe just over a year, and they've got in excess of, I think, 220 or 240 songs. So yeah, the only way that you can keep up that output is by making AI do it, typing in prompts. That's if there is any involvement that is from a human and musicians, you won't be able to do that, because it's taking, I mean, it depends what you class as a musician. I'm speaking from a musician's point of view. Like if I think, oh right, and I've seen this with AI, people going into the microphone, dun, 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 and then AI makes that into a song. I don't class that as being a musician. Being a musician means that you are coming up with exactly what you're making. You know what it's going to sound like before you record it. You're not making noise and then being hit with something you've never heard before. That's not being a musician. So yeah, I think unfortunately people's definitions of what a musician is, it might be slightly off if they think that what they're doing is, oh, I'm a musician. It's just that, I do everything myself, but I do use, and this is when they say, but I do use modern tools, which is AI. But I think anybody who is in music or knows about recording, producing, they know how long it takes to get down an album. So yeah, the fact that you're doing a new one every 4 weeks doesn't stack up. And, before that, you've got an album that has 86 tracks on it, and then another album that has 74 tracks on it. Yeah, especially if the band's only been around for just over a year, and they've got all of these albums out. I think it's like, I don't know, 8 albums, and these other albums that, just have a ridiculous amount. But what gets me is, obviously for the scam to work, they've got to try and make something believable. So they say, oh no, it is real people behind it. But yeah, unfortunately, that just isn't the case. And if they were to admit AI, then yeah, that the scam wouldn't work. But I'm just going to call it how it is, tell it how it is, and yeah, if there is an update to a particular video, such as, I mean, they are removing comments. Whoever set up that YouTube channel is removing comments, and people are now messaging me. Somebody even gave me a screenshot via email to show that they've made a comment under the video, and obviously it'll be removed because every single comment since I released my video, over 2 weeks ago now, has been removed. So yeah, the newest comment, as I showed in the video last night, is from 2 weeks ago. So yeah, but it is good because it shows that it is having an impact, that people are now starting to understand what it is and that it's not real. And yeah, as much as they say, oh, well, the person creating the AI images and videos, as much as they get the character to say, oh, what, we're a bit different to other bands, they're not saying it's AI. It's not different to anything that lots of other scammers are doing. It's not different. It's exactly the same thing. And they all focus on religion as well. If you ever see a new band with loads of material that's being released and it's religion based and they're using that for their topic of videos and songs, then yeah, unfortunately it's going to be AI. So yeah, it's a sad world that we live in. And same thing with the video that I released tonight by accident, that's going to be Sunday's video, but it already is out. That's another thing about AI. But now it's not a scam, but it's somebody coming up with videos that are like lost reels and exclusive performances, unheard releases, all that kind of stuff. But they don't say it's AI, so it's actually none of those things. And yeah, there'll be, there's like things of Jimi Hendrix on there and the Beatles, and unreleased, like the Beatles' unreleased psychedelic album from 1967 or whatever they title it as. So yeah, they're trying to get viewers like that, but I don't think it's not as scam based as setting up another website and getting people to try and buy merchandise, for example. This is just the YouTube channel being a bit misleading, but then they have disclosed it at the bottom of that description that it is AI or altered or synthetic content. That's what it's classed as, or that's what it says. But as I said in my video, it's not clear enough because it's hidden away. You've got to first of all expand the description, and then you've got to scroll all the way down, and then you've got to know what that even means. Because I've released the video, and those of you that have seen it will know that I said that there has to be something. If somebody is openly saying, yes, what I'm doing here is AI, that should be so clear, especially when, like, there was an unreleased tape recording of Kurt Cobain, for example, and it's like his bedroom sessions is what they labeled it as, but it's all AI, it's pretend. So that title isn't really true, but these videos are still getting thousands of views. And yeah, I think it's really important that when it is something that's titled like that, that in the title it has to have in brackets AI or something to that effect, so that that it's been titled like that, but it isn't actually that. It's an AI interpretation of what that might have sounded like if there had been an unreleased tape recorded session by Kurt Cobain. So yeah, I don't think it's clear enough that the labeling on YouTube. And yeah, the other thing is, I have to, this, like I said, it kind of goes in waves that I get lots of requests to look at lots of different things. And then I realise just how prevalent this is. What I'm going to do is just, I know that I have had some donations, so thank you guys for those. I'm not sure whether there might have been one that's kind of related. There might be ones related to, the videos recently, which I will jump into. But yeah, you just notice how prevalent it is that when I start getting more requests about it, you think, oh, well, that's not real, and that's not real. And then I've been asked to look at something else, which is real, but, Rolling Stones, for example, I think their video is AI that they've just released, but the song is real. I think, and, I hadn't kind of checked it out. I just saw it before starting the live stream. So, the song is real, but apparently the video is AI. But then it got me thinking about AI and what is real and what is not real. So I am going to have a look into the Rolling Stones song and have a listen to it and see if anything's going on with it or what's going on with it, if anything. So yeah, there might be a video in the future. But yeah, it's difficult because now we're getting to the point where we've got mainstream artists that are signed to major labels who are using AI in a video. But then you think, well, is it much more of a step to start using AI for the audio or bits of the audio? For me, that's not... If the record label has thought, well, yeah, we'll do an AI video, we won't get the actual performers to be on screen, we'll just use AI to create whatever they've created. If you then accept that, right, for the video we're going to use AI, are people going to just entirely trust that, oh yeah, but a record label, the music industry, an industry that is hell-bent on making as much money as possible for as little effort as possible, are we going to trust then that they're now not going to use AI for the audio portion of what we're listening to when they're releasing songs by bands? And then you've got, that then filters into the whole agreement that they have, well, the out-of-court settlement that they've made with Suno, for example, where they were against people making songs with the AI models that were trained on the major labels' back, catalogue that they had. So all of those songs, that back catalogue of all of those artists that was used by AI, they said, hang on, you can't do that because you're just using everything that we've created and using that for profit, and you're keeping all the profit. So they then have agreed out of court with Suno. So it means that, well, you're not against it then. If you're making an agreement, you can't be against it because now you're working with the company. And the agreement was to now train the AI models on the artists that are signed to that particular label. So yeah, it is interesting because I think, it's not that much of a step or digression away from using AI in video. The fact that I think the major record labels have shown their hand. They're saying we're against people making money by training their AI models on the stuff that we've created, but if we make money from that creation, now we suddenly don't mind that they're using all of our music. And what's the end goal for that? Is it to create an AI model of their artist voices so that the singers don't even have to record anymore? They can type in a prompt, and now the music industry is creating songs and albums just by typing stuff in, and it will sound like the artist, it will sound like the band. So yeah, wow. I mean, I know that this is potentially another rabbit hole, but it's something that I'm gonna explore, and maybe I could put that in the video. I look at the Rolling Stones thing, and but certainly think, well, are we really going to trust the music industry to do that? And by the way, this is where again I plug my Authentic Vocal project. Authentic Vocal at Official Authentic Vocal on YouTube is I'm going to say the only place where you can absolutely be sure that it's going to be humans that you're listening to and real musicians. And, even though really, I guess maybe 5 years ago, the focus was people wanting to know that a singer was singing, as in their vocal wasn't tuned or they weren't lip syncing or miming. But I think now it's getting to the point where they want to know if the singer actually sang at all, even on the recording. So it's now not that they're miming along to their own voice. Then they might be miming along to not even their own voice. It's an AI, it's an AI model that's been trained on their voice, and they never sang it in the studio anyway. So yeah, what a crazy world we're entering. But this is the great thing, that yeah, that there is going to be a place, and I'm going to guarantee that there is going to be a place in the future that is going to be something that is genuine, and you will know what you're listening to and what you're seeing. So yeah, anyway, thank you, Paul, for this $5 donation. It says, here we grow again, 528,000 subscribers. Most excellent. Please spike the likes, all y'all. Peace, love, and rock. So thank you for that. Now let's get this on screen. Did I change this? Yes, 528,000 subscribers. Thank you guys for subscribing, hitting the thumbs up, and all that cool stuff. We'll keep on pushing forward, as I always say, and see where we end up. But yeah, certainly a nice audience to be engaging with, and you guys in a live setting on the live streams. So right, we'll get rid of that, and I will jump into the PayPal window because we had a few donations in there. So let me just quickly get through these. John donated £5, so thank you for that, John, and that is a straight up donation, and that was followed by Barbara, who donated £15, so thank you for that. And both of those donations, just straight up donations, no messages with them, as is Phillips, who donated £5. So thank you for that, Philip. And Connie's donated £10 as well. So thank you for that, Connie. Another straight up donation. And then a £12 donation. And this is from Elisa. So thank you for that. And yeah, there's no message with that either. So lots of straight up donations. And then Karen has donated £5 and 64 pence. So thank you for that. And there is a message with this. It says, hi Phil, I appreciate your stance regarding AI music creators who falsify and scam. I agree. It needs to stop. In Friday's analysis, you said that almost half of all new music is fake. I'm curious as to how you arrived at that figure. Maybe some go through the cracks. Thanks, Karen. So thank you for that. So yeah, generally, I mean, I guess maybe about a year ago or over the last 12 months, it's been moving from 30%, obviously getting higher and higher and higher, and it was 44% is the official figure from Deezer, which is kind of an upload site where they monitor AI uploads on their platform, and I believe that they don't allow it. So the amount that they go through of all uploaded songs, 44% of them have been AI that people are trying to upload to the platform. And there was another stat where I believe, I'm pretty sure that what I read, 75,000 songs are uploaded every day and they are AI. So there are 75,000 AI songs being uploaded to, that might just be Deezer every day. So yeah, that's I mean, it's crazy, but it makes sense. Like I said with, Shunned at a Funeral, you're just typing something and pressing enter and you're getting a song. Or you can type something in, press enter, and now you've got an album. So it's almost instantaneously produced. And I even saw a video where some people were theorizing, if that's the right word, that they've built into song generation a delay, so that when you write in your prompts or your idea for an album, a concept album, whatever it might be that you want to create, when you press enter, it then says that it's creating it, and it takes a minute or maybe a couple of minutes to create the album or whatever you want to have. But then there's this theory, or maybe it's a conspiracy, but I wouldn't consider it that it actually doesn't take any time, that it is instantaneous, that AI will come up with it, just on the prompts. It'll just give you that product. But then, in order to not make it as scary for everybody, they delay it a bit to make it seem like it's working and that it's thinking and that it's trying to come up with something. Because if people knew that AI can just do it, then yeah, people might find that a little bit scarier. So they've built in this delay. So yeah, I don't know whether that's true or not, but it wouldn't surprise me if it's effectively like an instantaneous thing, that it can work that quickly. So yeah, this is why 75,000 songs a day that are AI is because it takes no time. And like I said, shunned at a funeral. That's why they can release an album with 85 tracks on it, because it might have taken 5 minutes to create, maybe 10 minutes at a push. So yeah, but then to say, oh yeah, but it is real musicians and a lyricist and an arranger and all these different people that are supposed to be involved with it, absolutely no way. If you actually were to get into an 85 track album and it was made by humans, that would, looking at that would be like the end of a movie, the credits, the amount of people that were involved in making that happen. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a good example of it. The amount of people that are included in making movies that make those happen, all of those end credits, and imagine that amount of people, and then somebody who's created a movie with AI that has one credit at the end, the person writing the prompts. So you think of all of those potentially thousands of people that didn't do it, but then the person writing the prompt says, oh yeah, but there are people that do it, that help do it. That it's impossible. So yeah, like I said, it's a bit of a Wild West out there at the moment. So thank you for that donation and the question. So yeah, that's how I arrived. I knew that it was 44%. But again, you can say that's a conservative figure. It might be 50%. It might be more than 50% of new music is AI, because people are uploading and not disclosing that it's AI. And we've seen that with Shunned at a Funeral and other AI bands and artists, that I've focused on and done videos on. So those artists would still be classified as genuine artists until they are found out. So yeah, it might be well over the 44%, that's the official figure of people actually saying that it's AI. But yeah, anyway, let me stay in that PayPal window because Lisa's donated £3. Thank you for that. And the message is 520. Oh, congratulations on 528,000. So thank you for that, Lisa W. And Karen's donated again, £1.79. So thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, are you all right? I don't know. You seem different than your usual self. I hope you don't mind me asking and expressing my concern. Take care, Karen. Well, I'm definitely not AI. I don't know. I haven't done anything differently. I accidentally released a video earlier, so that's the only thing that I've done differently. So, yeah, nothing to report. I don't know why I'd seem different. My fringe is now very long indeed. Take a look at this. And I do have... Oh, hang on. I was going to say I do have a haircut on the 20th, and I thought the 20th was maybe like a week away. But that's I'm going to have to check. So 4 days away. I might have a haircut. I'm going to have to check if I do have a haircut booked in for then. So not sure what's going to happen in the haircut. There might be some hair being cut. As for what's going to happen, who knows? I'm going to kind of weigh up the practicalities of the very long fringe or kind of having a shorter fringe. It probably won't go back to being as short as it has been in the past, but then again, some of the shots that I've seen from the show with Taj, I think, oh yeah, the long hair looks quite cool in a gig setting. But then, is it practical for everyday things? I don't know. We will see. So anyway, yes, thank you for this as well. We've got Orlando in the super chat window who's donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, I drove from New Jersey in New York City despite a gigantic traffic jam going over the George Washington Bridge. I'm going to just scroll across to see this. I've been listening. Hit the thumbs up. So thank you for that. Great idea. If you guys can hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. We can't see the likeometer at the moment because I'm reading through the super chat window, and I can't do both of those things at once. Veronica's donated 15 of this currency. Oh, hang on. Was it a shekel? I can't remember. Oh, it was a heckle. I don't know if it's that or not. But anyway, thank you. Because last time we tried to make a point of remembering exactly, or at least I did, remember what that currency was. But I'm going to go with that because in the back of my mind somewhere, I know that I tried to find a system to remember it. Anyway, so the message is, honestly, there's so much amazing music. To still find out before the 2000s. So, I can't see what this says. So, I don't really care. Using AI for wars is much more tragic. So, thank you for that. Yeah, I think this is the problem, that people can't tell what is AI and what isn't. So, when something is labelled as being a band from 1997, for example, then people think that it is from 1997, but it's AI. So, yeah, that's the issue, that everything isn't quite as it seems. And I know for a fact that people listen to playlists and there are AI songs on those playlists and they don't even know that the song they're currently listening to isn't actually real. It's AI. And, you know, I've experienced that in real life with people that have been listening to playlists. Yeah, and I've said, why are you listening to AI music? And they say, what? I said, oh, this is AI. And they didn't know it was AI. So then I guess because I can hear things and it kind of, for me, it's relatively at the moment immediately obvious when something's AI and when it's actually a real band or artist. So then, yeah, I typed in the band name and the artist, and of course it didn't exist. And yeah, and then another artist in the playlist, I type it in and it's obviously AI. So yeah, this is the problem. People are listening. They genuinely are listening to bands thinking they are bands, but they aren't real. So yeah, it's a shame, but that's the world that we live in. Right, now let me just quickly jump back into the likeometer, because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this up on screen. We are at 328 likes. So we have hit our goal for tonight, which is great. Thank you guys. Think the thumbs up. It means we are going to bust out the guitar. And it's going to be the Strat that's plugged in. The guitar that has all the right fret markings, and it doesn't have a disease, which is good as well. So yeah, we'll be we'll be having a jam on that guitar, and yeah, hopefully it's. I guess I wonder what's going to happen with guitar backing tracks. Could those now be AI? Of course they could be. People could be starting AI backing tracks. So whether that happened in a Phil Jam, we will have to wait and see. But right now, I can see that there just has been another donation. So let me get rid of the likeometer again, so I can jump back into there. So it is the Arc Phoenix project, is that it? $5 or €5. Oh yeah, €5. I learnt that actually euros doesn't exist. It's euro. So you say €5 because they didn't want to print on the money, because it's for European countries. They didn't want to have to print the plural version in lots of different languages, so they said that €5 is €5. So it'll be like in England £5, or in the USA $5. They leave off the S because they didn't want to do it. So I just think it's a bit weird having like €5 with, especially in English, you always put the S like for pounds, £5. So I think that you should, if it works in your language, you should still be able to say €5, even though it says on the money euro and it doesn't have the plural. I think, well, we can overlook that. I don't think anyone's going to be confused when you say euros. They go, oh, what's that currency? and then you say, oh, euro, and they go, oh, right, now I understand, because you put an S on the end. I didn't know what currency you were talking about. So anyway, I learned that, maybe this week, that euros don't exist, that they are all 100 euro, or €1,000,000. So anyway, the message is, thank you for that. The message is, hi, so you say that any song made with AI is fake. Tell me how to contact, and please, and maybe you will be surprised. I hope you will answer. Thanks. So yeah, I'm not saying that everything that is created with AI is fake. And I did a video on this where somebody had their demo that they recorded, back in the 90s on tape, and they gave that to AI, and it was still their song, their composition, but it then sounded very professional, and the voice had changed, and it made it into now a kind of full song from the demo. So what I'm saying is about AI, and I haven't yet seen this, and I've seen lots of examples of people creating songs with AI that are their songs. But what happens is, and I don't know whether this is the same, and whether now you can create, I haven't seen it, so maybe it is possible, but I haven't seen somebody create a song with AI where AI didn't change something, where it maybe put in more foot pedal, or it put in an extra note or two into the bass riff that didn't actually exist, or they might have even changed the vocal, where now the vocal's held with vibrato instead of going down a semitone, that kind of thing. So when people are creating music, or they're saying that they're creating their own music with AI, if AI is giving you something that you didn't give it, like it's coming up with stuff that you now listen to the song back and you know that you didn't write that particular bass part, for example, then I don't consider that as you writing something yourself. Because if you're writing something yourself, you already know what's going to come back at you. But it's just going to sound, if you're just using AI for production, it's just going to sound professionally mixed, and AI wouldn't have changed anything. But all I've ever seen is somebody they might have actually all of the instruments, and they might have a guitar, like this one person creating a song that I saw. They had a guitar riff, but actually when you listened to it back, the guitar riff was being played in a different time signature, and it had like another note added in. And of course the person listening back to it is thinking, oh yeah, I really like this. And they were saying that they had created it. But when you analysed it, they hadn't written that. AI has given them something that it has now changed to make it sound better. So the riff wasn't, or at least the AI didn't deem the riff strong enough or good enough, so it has replaced the time signature and a note or two. But then for me, that doesn't count as you've written that, because if it hadn't have changed it, the song would have been fundamentally different and in a different time signature for the riff. So yeah, I'm not saying that it's fake, but I'm saying that people that are using AI, first of all, it's dangerous, I would say, for the future of AI, and then whether you own that or not, because it might get to the point where any AI that's been used as part of your creative process, that might get kind of backtracked into breaching copyright law, for example, because of what AI has been trained on in order to in order to do what it does. But even for some AI companies that say, oh no, we've trained our AI legitimately, and we only use this and that, you've got to be able to prove all that. So yeah, I would just say, if I was using anything for AI, I would write that off as, I'm not going to be able to copyright that. I'm not going to be able to make any money from it. It's just, something for fun. But then if you want to create a song, then I think you've got to do it from the ground up. You've got to have actual musicians that played on it who were paid, if they're session musicians, they were paid to do that. Or you might be in a band with somebody else and you have an agreement about it, they might have come up with a different riff. They think, oh, I like the sound of that. But they are a human that's involved with that. So they might say, all right, well, if we're putting it up on, YouTube or wherever, what are the splits going to be for the revenue if it does really well? And that's a conversation that humans have. Whereas with AI, you don't have that conversation because it's not a human that is coming up with that. Ironically, it's millions of humans whose creativity is not being compensated. So, yeah, but I would be interested if you can show me creating a song from scratch with AI where AI doesn't change anything of what you're putting into it. Then yeah, I would be interested to see the workflow and see that, oh, you can just create a song exactly as you imagine it, so you know exactly what it's going to sound like with every instrument, and with the vocal, you know all the little inflections that are going to be in there, and it just makes it sound more professional. Then yeah, I would be interested to see that. But yeah, you can email me at phil@wingsofpegasus.com, and if you title it with, you know, or subject something relevant to the live stream and the donation, and yeah, you can maybe make a video, show me the workflow, show me what happens and how you can create a song from scratch that is all your own creativity and just using AI to give it a professional sound, rather than having to go into the studio in order to achieve that. So anyway, thank you for that. Angela's donated $20 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, what should we be listening out for to determine if we're hearing AI or not? So in my experience, the vocal always seems to be really up front in the mix, but it's difficult because I know that some people can't hear it, and maybe the majority of the people can't hear it, but all I can describe it as is a bit rate issue in the sound of the instrumentation and the sound of, I'd say especially, yeah, the backing, the drums, the guitars, and listening out for, so it just sounds like a quality issue. Like I don't know how to explain this in layman's terms, where say for example you've got a pristine recording of a guitar, and then you decrease the quality of that. So you decrease the bit rate of that particular audio file. It now starts to sound a bit, I don't know how to describe it, but not compressed, but it's lost something. It's not as pristine. The quality of the sound has decreased by maybe 10%. And you can tell that, oh, this is an edited version of what must have been the original audio. But that's what would happen if you were, say, for example, pitch correcting an instrument such as the guitar, or even a vocal. If you keep on doing it over and over and over again, it's a destructive process. So it means that audio file is getting less, and yeah, the fidelity of it is decreasing, so the quality is becoming less and less and less, and it gets to a point where, yeah, it just sounds ridiculous. You can almost will start sounding like a 16-bit computer game, because it's been so overly processed. So that sound is what the instrumentation sounds like. There's just something about it that to my ear, I can hear that that's not a real instrument that's been recorded in a studio, because there's something, it's lost, 10 or 15% of what it should be. So yeah, I don't know how to explain it other than that. But this is the problem with AI. Sometimes the vocal phrases don't make sense, with the singer doing things that a singer wouldn't really be able to do, and blending a low part of their range into suddenly hitting a high note and then coming down again with no real natural breath in there. And I know that with comp takes you can do that, but yeah, it just starts to sound a bit weird with AI, because it doesn't necessarily appreciate human vocal cords and what they can and can't do. Even with comp takes, there's generally going to be a little bit of expression in there somewhere. So, yeah. Anyway, Veronica's donated 15 shekels. And the message is, let's not mention the shekels thing again. Not a source of pride. Thanks. So yeah, but at least I got it right this time. Yeah, we are going to be jumping into the cover video very soon. Elaine says TikTok time. And $2 donation. So thank you for that. Now let's bring that to a close. And right, it was You Know My Name, which won out in the end. So, but just quickly before we start the video, when I say about using AI as part of your workflow, like I've already said, I haven't got anything against people doing that. And some people do it and enjoy it and have fun creating songs. And yeah, I think if you enjoy doing it, it's great. Recreationally, you can do that. It's fine. The problem that I have with kind of AI is how it was trained and the illegalities of that whole process. But that doesn't now affect the user, because it's up to governments to now decide how they are going to police it and the laws that they're going to bring in. But yeah, for the people that are kind of doing it for fun, I don't see any problem with that. And the people that are being open about it, saying I use this and I used AI to create this song, that's fine. The problem is where people are creating scams and trying to fool people, being dishonest, and also people that aren't saying that what they're creating is using AI, and they're trying to get, I think, some kind of recognition for that. And I think to a certain extent there are some people that are really understating what AI is doing, or they're rather overstating what they are doing. They are thinking they're creating a song and they don't even know what the song is going to sound like. That isn't creating a song. That's having something created for you. And like I said, that goes for, vocals and riffs as well. If what you're listening to back has been changed, then you didn't create that. That's something that you're listening to and you're deciding, I like the sound of that. In exactly the same way that a band or artist might release a song and you think, I like the sound of that, but it doesn't then make it your song. The fact that you like somebody else's song. We will jump into my version of You Know My Name, and this is with Kent Johnson, and this was very many years ago, and there's no AI in this at all. This was myself doing all of the instruments and singing, and Kent doing all of the violin. So hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock!
Take a life, do you know what you give? Odds are you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes of deceit? I've seen angels fall from just next to life.
have it. That was myself and Ken Johnson with our version of You Know My Name. So, the James Bond classic theme, obviously, Chris Cornell. Right, now, let me quickly jump into the PayPal window because we've had a few donations in there. And it's Marge who's donated £3.58. So thank you for that in the messages. I saw in the news that the Rolling Stones made a new album and used AI to make them look younger. So yeah, that's the video that I was referring to earlier that I'd heard about. I had some requests to check that out, but I haven't done it yet. And Karen has donated £5.01. So thank you for that. And the message is, greetings from beautiful Sacramento, California, Phil. I happened to see a reactor praising Lion Eyes right after your video, and they thought it was all live, so I linked your video and they never replied. Laugh out loud. So thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem is that with lots of channels, I make analysis videos, so it's slightly different, but I know that it's very much almost the trend. If something new comes out and then there's a large fan base for whatever that is, or that there might be a particular I don't know, performance, or there's a trend of a particular video to look at, and a lot of people then look at that video, and of course it makes sense to just say, oh wow, that's amazing, I love it, fantastic, please like and subscribe. Because you're trying to get the people who are fans of that band or artist to like you and subscribe to your channel, because you're saying, oh, I like the artist that you really like, so please like me and subscribe to me. And obviously that's a proven way to maybe try and grow your YouTube channel. And then you look at all the kind of current trends and just say that, oh yeah, this is amazing and I love it. But as you guys know, that I'm not really into that kind of thing. I'm just going to say what's going on. Even if it alienates a fan base of a particular artist, it doesn't change what's going on. So, and sometimes I do get that with trolls that get involved. But I say, look, I'm just pointing out what is going on. It's nothing against the artist. It's just being honest about things. So, but certainly the Lion Eyes release, I'm not sure. I don't know how anyone can listen to that and think that that's a great job, especially if you've got any background in production or if you're a musician. That if you know about digital audio workstations, you know how little work has gone into that, and that's the disgrace, I think. Just no respect for the original performance or the art of what it was. Carmen's donated £20. Thank you for that in the message. Oh, there isn't a message there. I'm going to have to get through these quickly because we've got 3 minutes. And I'm just going to have a look at tonight's backing track. Oh, it's almost 6 minutes. Right, we're definitely going to run out of time on this. And would you believe this? You wouldn't. Maybe you would believe this. The picture for this backing track is AI. Because it's what looks like is supposed to be a Marshall amp. And it says ha-tal-tal. So it's kind of got the letters as if it looks like Marshall, but obviously AI doesn't know that it's supposed to say Marshall. And the guitar has got markings on the wrong frets. There you go. So you guys can maybe check out this backing track. I said, when are the backing tracks going to be AI? Hopefully this isn't an AI backing track, but the picture is. So just quickly, Veronica donated 6 shekels. Again, thank you for that. It says Lane Staley, the most authentic possible. So thank you for that. Right, we are going to be jumping into this. Turning on that. Zooming out with that. There's red dude. There's red dude. Is this on? I think it's on. Right. That there. Ow! Okay. Just smacked my foot on the on the chair. Right. I was trying to move the chair backwards a bit. Now I'm listening to this through a laptop, so it might be a bit weird. But this is, even though it's got an AI picture, Rock with Attitude, A minor guitar jam track. And this is from Jam Tracks for Days on YouTube. So I'm going to press play. Yeah, as for the levels, who knows? Can't really do much about it.
Jam Tracks.
I just want to be able to hear it. Can you hear this? It's a bit quiet. Is this okay? within 1 second of it ending. So that was that. A rock with attitude, A minor guitar jam track. And that's from Jam Tracks 4 Days. So thank you, Joe, for sending that my way. This is the other thing, that playing on the Strat, when you start getting into tapping, well, on the neck bridge as well, isn't really the guitar for doing all that. But yeah, sometimes you've got to throw caution to the wind and see what happens. Right, anyway, yeah, we are going to be calling things to a close because we've just gone 20 past midnight here in the UK. But thank you guys for tuning in, hitting the thumbs up as well, ensuring that we had a filled jam. If you could join me on Saturday, well, it is Saturday. If you can join me on Tuesday, then that'd be much appreciated as well. So, because I released the video tonight, everything is all round the wrong way in my head. I don't know where we are. So, yeah, it's... video released tonight by accident and a live stream. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the rest of the week. Hopefully I'll be able to concentrate and release things as and when I should. So yeah, if you could join me on Tuesday night, that would be much appreciated, because we'll still be looking for every thumbs up we can get. And I'll be here, hopefully, with a video on a Wednesday and a Friday at 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. So yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. There have been a couple of donations quickly. Orlando's donated $5 and said, "It's if Deep Purple and Styx collaborated, this is what it would sound like." So thank you for that. And David has donated $5 as well, and there isn't a message with that, but thank you for that. Right. All that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys on Tuesday night at the next live stream. So I'll see you then. Rock!